In this video, we will discuss the anatomy of a common type of bank scam. From this, you will learn some points that will help tip you off if this scam is attempted on you. Here's Larry with the details.
Well, first let me start off with a disclaimer. About a month ago, I got an email. It appears to have come from Chase Bank. It did not. And we're going to dissect that in just a minute. And I want to show you what you can look for in some of these things to be able to validate if this is a real email from the bank or a scam. And that being said, I want to be absolutely clear that Chase had nothing to do with this. These people had just used their name. The Chase Bank had nothing to do with this. So, Chase, please don't send lawyers after me, okay? You guys are good. Love you. All right. So this is just an example of what someone's doing out there. All right. With that out of the way, I want to start off with really the best way to handle scams, I think, and I see all sorts of ways to deal with them after the process on YouTube, but and other places. But the best way to deal with them, I think, was it Sun Tzu in the Art of War? So the best battle to win is one in which you don't fight. Probably true, and certainly true. And in scamming, the best thing to do is to not get yourself involved in it in the first place. You have to identify that maybe it's a problem and take some steps to deal with it at that level and try to avoid any contact with the scammers at all. So with that, I put this little piece together and I'm going to share that with you, and then we'll get on to dissecting the scam. So when on the internet, always maintain a heightened sense of awareness that whatever data you are looking at may or may not be fact-based. The same heightened sense of awareness is needed for phone calls you receive from unknown callers. And I tell you, about 2 weeks after I received this particular email, I got a phone call that was basically the phone call version of that email. It was amazing. So should you receive a communication that asks you to do something, certainly not criminal, that means they've got your wife and kids, they want you to rob a bank. I think that falls into a whole different frame of instances that this would not apply to. And that request seems unusual, strange, or just doesn't feel right. In most instances, you have three choices: immediately respond, simply ignore the communication, or number three, verify the communication and act on the results accordingly. And unfortunately, many people do choose option one because they see that, someone's used a credit card and they've got used $1,000 of my money or something. I've got to take care of this right now, which may or may not be the case. So if you think there aren't really any negative consequences by not responding at all, option two might be the best option. And sometimes it is. If this is a scam, I'm not going to mess with it. Okay, if you know that, then that's your choice. If there are possible consequences to not responding, or you simply don't know, then option three might be the path to resolution. Should you decide to verify the communication or any request from the communication, unless you're absolutely sure you know who you're talking to, try not to use any means of resolution or contact from the communication itself. And what I'm saying is, a lot of times, if it's on the phone, you hit the pound button and it takes you to a scammer. Okay, if you are as I'll show you on this particular place, the way to resolve it, they have a button you can push. Well, that button is either going to take you to a web page where you need to verify yourself by providing a whole bunch of personal information, which was probably the purpose of the scam to begin with, or it'll take you directly to someone claiming to be from the bank and get you involved in a scam that way. So the best thing to do, when you can, is try not to communicate with the scammers. So by verifying it, it's pretty simple. I mean, if they say they're from Amazon or PayPal, all you have to do is really check your Amazon account. In rare cases, you might even have to call Amazon, but most of the time, if somebody says they bought an iPhone, thank you very much for the iPhone of $1,400 or something they paid for, and just check your Amazon account. If you see a $1,400 iPhone on there, probably somebody got it, but the odds are they're working a scam, or they're going to claim there'll be a place to call and you'll be talking to somebody who is actually the scammer. So try not to use any contact information off of that sheet at all, and verify it without that. And if it's a bank, it's easy. You've got a debit card, turn over and use the phone number on the back of the debit card and call up and verify that. And actually, some of these things, it might really depend upon the circumstances, would be simply call the police. So those are simply the options. The best thing to do, though, and summarize all that, is try not to get into any direct communication when possible off of that email or phone call that you received. All right, so with that, let's move to here, and here is who you're probably going to talk to.
Though I may sound nice and friendly, I am only here to scam you out of your money. Trust me. Really. Ha, 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 ha.
All right. Okay, so that's why that's the guy that isn't going to help you out at all. He's just going to sound like he is. Let's take a look at this. So this is actually the email, and you can see it's Chase's emblem up there, and it looks on the surface it looks pretty convincing. It says that somebody used my credit card and spent $986 and a penny. Okay, so let's dissect this thing a little bit. So if we go up here to number 1, I know it's a little hard to see, but what you have here is the address of the sender. So this says Chase Online. So, I mean, this thing was dead in the water when I looked at that. So I blanked out the person's name. Okay. And what it was his personal name, or a alias he's used, but it's at iCloud.com. Well, Chase is a big company. They have lots of servers, and they have lots of mail servers, and they certainly wouldn't be sending you something from iCloud.com. It would be from Chase.com. All right. So right off the bat, and somebody working from home, it would still come from Chase.com. All right. So the systems are set up. They're not going to use their own iCloud account to send these things out. Okay. The next one, number 2 here, was an email address for an old website of mine. It wasn't sent to me. It was sent to the information. Actually, it says info at such and such a website. So interesting. Where they got that at, I have no idea. That's it. Okay, so it says, please tell us if you or someone authorized use your Chase card and for this account number ending in 58. I don't have any Chase cards that end in 58. So yes, somebody might have set up an illegal account or something like that, but then they didn't even use my right email address. Or an active email address. So strange. And what's even stranger is how this thing found its way to my current email account, which I'm guessing it was an alias that I used. That's how it got there. So the alias was still active. Okay, so the transaction here, this is a Walmart Supercenter, and that's a Walmart Supercenter in Texas, and I'm in California. That doesn't mean somebody would not have a false card or some sort of a duplicate card or something and used it down there. But it seems a little strange since I am living here in California. Then number 5 here says kindly click on secure your account. to cancel and reverse this purchase, otherwise ignoring and complete the purchase of these items. Well, you would think Walmart might want to have something to say about the loss of $1,000. you know, and they wouldn't send you this at the time the person was in the cash register. I mean, if they actually sent it, and probably if they did, it would have probably been a text or something. But in any event, so secure your account by pushing that button. So if you push that button, I did not, but a couple of things would happen. One, you'd probably go to a page where you have to verify who you are, so they probably want your bank account number, password, social security, stuff like that, which then at the end of that page, you'd hit submit, and you probably go to a blank page where it says a 404 error, or you would go to a blank or a page where it said thank you for being a value customer at Chase Bank or something like that, and then nothing would happen except they've got your information. That's one option. The other option is you hit secure your account and you go to a boiler room where you got a hacker in there, like the guy we just saw, and he would be a credit advisor or fraud assistant or some sort of nebulous title, and start working the scam from that angle. I'm not going to go into how these scams work. There's a great channel here on YouTube, Scammer Payback, one of many, but that's probably one of the better ones, that you can actually see how these scams work in detail. But this is just kind of to keep you, what I'm trying to do is keep you from getting involved in it in the first place. Okay, you looked at number 7. I don't know what this guy was thinking. It says, to see all the alerts available to you, please log on to, and then he changed his HTML or HTML script here to advise you that there could be some time before you'd actually see this in your account. Obviously, he's going to buy himself some time, so he gives you about 5 lines there where he basically says issues with technology or weather might slow down the money, or slow down showing up in your account. So you've got here 7 questionable areas here that you can see on this one, which is not very good, but there are many that are a lot better than this, and it's really hard to tell. So I strongly suggest, from my first comments here, that you verify these things. And before you do anything, I would not, like here, push a button. If there was a phone number on this thing, I would not use it. I would use the one on my debit card. And that way, that keeps you from talking to the scammer. And the scammers are good. So, I mean, once you got a hold of them, you probably would think that they actually work with Chase or work with Amazon or PayPal or whoever. So, avoid that, verify it, and make your decision as to what you want to do. All right, well, I hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and we'll be happy to help you. And guys, stay safe out there on the internet, okay? Thank you very much.
I hope you find this video both entertaining and useful. To help keep these videos coming, please support us by hitting the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Thank you.